everyone, this is the next installment of Thinking Camera devoted to presentation of the documentary project called the Ontological Imperative, and the presentation is happening in chunks. This is going to be the second part of it. Not only it will actually have a second part of the documentary, but it will also discuss certain aspects of thinking what should be edited in and what should be edited out. So here is the next part of the Ontological Imperative with the subtitle The Demons. So let me play at first the way it was supposed to be in the latest version. Here we go.
Consciousness of commonality.
There's a golf course right over there, right?
And now let me show you the scene that is about 90 seconds long, which I took out.
You know, in some of my personal encounters with myself and with the world, I would be lying in bed and be really emotionally troubled and spiritually in disarray. A voice would be creeping in that was pretty negative or, insidious. I would then imagine myself to be in a baseball stadium. And I would say, please go sit up in the balcony. Just go sit up at the balcony for a while, be quiet for a while. And then another voice would come in. Eventually I would say, sit up at the balcony.
Right, yes.
And that gave me some traction.
My wife tells me that there's an idea similar to that in Tibetan Buddhism, in where Tibetan Buddhism has this imagery about demons and gods and goddesses and this sort of thing, but some of the Tibetan Buddhists say, well, all that imagery is really just naming the different parts of ourselves. Yeah. Those demons aren't something out there, they're in here, and those gods and goddesses aren't something out there. Then there's a whole bunch of them in here, and what we have to do is every now and then let that demon come out, let it speak, but then send it to the balcony, like you say. Yeah. There's a golf course right over there, right?
I guess you're right.
It?
Yeah,
I
think it may well be. Is that part of the campus too, you think? Or?
I don't think so. I think the border of the campus is right here.
So, why was the scene intended to be out? And what would happen if the scene actually stayed in? How that should be further, if at all, developed. It was taken out because I couldn't make my philosopher's friends to re-record the audio, which had audio dirt there. And I basically facing the impossibility on their part to record it and send it to me. I took it out. I took the entire scene out. Big mistake. From a conceptual point of view, I think it allows a lot of interesting opportunities. The balconies that host bad voices in our minds, the balconies where the spectators who shouldn't be taking part in the game sit and they are not chased out of our reality. I don't know why. That's a very interesting issue. John just wants them to be on the sideline and watch it.
Just go sit up at the balcony for a while, be quiet for a while. And then another voice would come in. Eventually I would say, sit up at the balcony.
Right, yes.
And that gave me some traction.
what are the voices in your head that you should be actually relegating to the balcony? How many of them are around? If I would ask myself what was the voice in my head that should be put on the balcony, I would say the cloudy thinking should go to the balcony. This voice that says in one's mind, it's so complicated, it's so complicated. I think that I found a perfect, simple solution, and that solution will be this or that. In my case, take everything out, and that way the universe will become simple and harmonious. That is, in a documentary filmmaking or any filmmaking, a really bad way to think. It's a bad voice inside one's mind. Any bigger reality, the simplification of everything, is fascist. You might feel upset that I call you like this, but basically there is a part of you that is kind of stupid, moronic, and has authoritarian tendencies in technology of narrative storytelling. So shut up and go and sit at the balcony. Kuczynski, shut the fuck up. You think that you are a hot shit because you are standing over there with the camera and you have the last say.
Please go sit up in the balcony.
And is it actually a solid metaphor? Could it be developed into some sort of philosophical visual musing? Is there actually coherent reason to treat visual narrative in such a way that you plant an abstract idea, you hook it up with a certain visual element, and then you dance around with this visual element, trying to expand on the associations? Well, maybe there is a certain validity in treating visual metaphors as elements of abstract discourse. I try to do this actually in one of the educational installments of presenting the philosophy and the person of Richard Schusterman. Philosophical encounters with Richard Schusterman had an idea where philosophy, the old philosophy, was presented as a heavy ship.
Like many institutions, philosophy has become professionalized, and with that comes a great narrowing and a focus on very technical problems that ordinary people have trouble relating to. And I think the fact that philosophy is very much divided from the issues of ordinary life diminishes the value of philosophy in the eyes of the public.
Demons. Demons everywhere. We can't chase them out. They have to somehow be in the game, because if they are left alone outside, if they are kind of relegated to the other land, they will regroup and come with reinforced power. But if we keep them as spectators, they will just stay and be passive, and we will keep an eye on them. Is that a valid way to approach our demons? Good that you are behind bars, mofos. demons, bad thoughts, stay there, don't move, and learn to be better by watching the game in which you do not participate.